What's up, everyone? Curios here, and today we're going to go over the Sparkling Steps event that just launched, which is going to get us that new character, KLEE. I know some of you have been super excited. If you've been to AR32, you have tried KLEE's story. You've been able to play with the character a little bit. We're going to go over if she's worth pulling or not, just briefly here, real quick. And we'll go over her abilities and everything like that. And I'll give you my final thoughts so you can save or spend that resource. And by the way, guys, if you guys want to come check any of the characters out or check out some builds or ask me some questions live on twitch.tv, my socials are down below. Please subscribe, like, whatever goodness. Let's go. All right, guys, Mini Curios here, and we're going to go over this new event. Now, here's the banner that launched on Twitter earlier today. And, you know, if you guys are short on time, I'm going to give you kind of my general consensus on KLEE. It's a maybe. I'm sorry, that's probably not the answer you're looking for. I lean more towards no, you should not roll on this banner. Now, even though KLEE's got some pretty cool abilities, it is another book user. We need more book users in the game, and another fire user, since there's really only effectively one, unless you got really lucky and pulled the 5-star. You know who I'm talking about. I did not get lucky. We'll talk about that in just a little bit. If you want to skip forward, it's going to be down in the chapters above. But what I wanted to talk about is this event banner right here. The issue I have with why I don't really want to pull, regardless if we think KLEE is worth the pull or not, is the other rate up characters that you can potentially get from those, you know, 4 stars that you get every 10 pulls. Now, you have Noelle, you have Sucrose, and you have Shang-Chi. Hopefully I pulled that. Hopefully I said that correctly. I've been trying to get better with some of my pronunciations. Now, the problem here is besides the water user on the banner, which actually could potentially be pretty good. I got a video coming out soon. You have Noelle and Sucrose, who are not good characters. Now, let me put that aside. Sucrose does have her use cases. You could bring her into Abyss and everything like that. She's really good with crowd control and whatnot. And Noelle, you can make Noelle a thing. That is a possibility. You can make any character a thing in this game. But if you're to look at a tier list, whether it's my tier list, or you look at another streamer's tier list, or you look at Genshin's.gg's tier list, Noelle and Sucrose by in large are rank C, B or C, depending on the tier list you look at. So I would hate for you to get a lot of constellations for a character that you may not want to invest in. So I just want to get that right out the gate, that when you're pulling these banners, this is probably the biggest tip on why you should pull one banner or another. You have to look at the characters you may pull. And, you know, for example, like if for some reason they had you know, Shangling and Razor, or Chongyun and some other 4-star characters that are just super enticing, that I would pull on it just for the chance to get those constellations, because that's amazing. So I just wanted to put my 2 cents there. We're gonna go over the abilities for KLEE now. And why or why not I think you should or should not pull. All right, let's start looking at KLEE's abilities here. So you have KLEE's normal attack, just like any book user, you know, normal attack, yada, yada, yada. When you do hold it, it does an AoE pyro damage, which is, honestly, this is going to sound probably pretty wrong. That's the best part of her kit. Being able to use like water AoE like Mona, or using Razor or Fischl with electricity, and just being able to proc fire damage for causing melt or overloaded or anything like that is pretty good off the main attack, right? Like the fact that you can just proc that. So that is honestly the best. Now you do have her elemental skill, which is a Dumpy. I don't know. which causes AoE. Essentially, it throws backpack thing. I don't know what to call it, like a little basket rabbit. She throws it. It does AoE damage as it bounces around. And then what it does is it creates a lot of mines. And as enemies walk over those mines, it does AoE pyro damage. Now that does, you got to have some situational support there where you got to like, track enemies into it. But that being said, not the most stellar damage. And trying to get those bounces to hit is not always the easiest thing in the world to do. Now her ultimate ability, her elemental burst ability is it's pretty good. It's pretty good. Does a lot of AoE pyro damage. The energy cost is pretty good. It's 60. Most people's energy costs are around 80. Duration is okay. It's just okay is the problem. You can make it do a lot of damage. I mean, like I said, fire units in general can do a lot of damage, especially with something like melt, right? Or does double the damage, especially when you build into that elemental mastery and everything like that. But as for talents, it's okay. It's okay. And by the way, guys, take these as my opinion. If you played with her, you might have a different opinion. Now, let me say this real quick for everyone that wants to pull for KLEE. She's super adorable. If you want to pull because she's adorable, I'm going to make that a chapter that says if she's adorable, pull her, because that's true. She is super adorable. Her passive talents are actually really good. And so this is what makes her really good. She is probably one of the best passive talents in the game. When a charge attack lands a crit, all party members will get elemental energy. That's good. That's why I said her auto attacks and her charge attack is so good. Her just regular clicking my mouse is her best toolkit. And then all my treasures displays the location of nearby resources. Now, I've seen a lot of misconception on this one. It does not show chests, ladies and gentlemen. It does not. Or at least it didn't in the beta. It only shows kind of like Chi-Chi's in Liu. It only shows those unique resources to that area. This is where the game changes. Her constellations are better than most people's constellations as well. Her first constellation, attacks and skills have a certain chance to summon a spark that bombards enemies. Really good. The fact that you can get something that summons that continues to do damage. It's kind of like having officials a bird out in a, for example. Being hit by jumpy dumpties mines decreases enemies' defense. This is huge. If you take her as your main point of DPS, and then you bring someone like Razor, who obviously needs to be constellation broken by 4, so keep that in mind. But if you had both, you can almost get 40% defense reduction. Now you want to pair, and then on top of that, if you do super conduit, you can almost do 100% defense reduction. And by the way, you can bring an enemy's defense below 0. You can bring it into negative numbers. That's how some people do some really nutty numbers. Her second constellation puts her way above most people. When you can reduce enemies' damage, especially with an elemental skill, it's insane. It's absolutely insane. And then moving on, we have Sparkly Explosion. If KLEE leaves the field during her ultimate, it detonates an explosion for 555% attack. Once again, this is actually good. You know, funny enough, I would hit her Q and like almost swap her out right away. And then Blazing Delight. While under the effects of Sparks and Splash, other members of the party will continue to regenerate energy. Once again, really good. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So my final thoughts, I've kind of already said it earlier in the video, is that I would not pull on this banner. If you're a streamer like myself, we'll probably end up pulling on it just for showcasing on stream. But I would not pull on it. Personally, I don't want Noelle. Personally, I do not want Sucrose, and it's just not a good banner to pull on. We especially are very excited because Shio, I can't all the X names I can't pronounce. I gotta get better at that. I'm so sorry, guys. is probably going to be the next banner after KLEE. He's insane. I played with him in the beta. He's absolutely insane. And if we see Noelle and some of these other characters on this banner, that means there's probably going to be some really good sub characters on the next banner. I highly suggest you guys wait. I'm probably going to wait, but we'll see from there. But guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. I'll see you next time for the next video. And once again, come check me out on twitch.tv. I'll be playing some Genshin Impact with you. I'll see you next time.
Oh, no.